Hey friends, Susan here with these beautiful, beautiful halflinger brothers. Look at them. They're coming up on their save-iversary. It was 1 year ago that we went to the Unadilla auction and we went to bring some thoroughbreds home and we couldn't find any. And we said, well, where can we use our donations to make the most meaningful impact? And that was in saving Hoss and little Joe. They had worked 20 years side by side, pulling a food cart in a sustainable community. They were much, much thinner than they are now. You can see they are nice and round and plump. They were very, very skinny. They were tethered together in one of the dark corners of the barn. And Hoss, being the bigger, was protecting little Joe. There were so many different horses there who were just panicked in different situations that they came in from. You know, this time of the year in October, on the threshold of winter, it's really what I refer to as culling season. So many people are getting rid of horses, whether it be thoroughbreds who have been weaned and didn't become pregnant again, camp horses, work horses, older horses, somebody just doesn't want to feed through the winter. Horses of all breeds, all shapes and sizes. And I'm coming to you today because I'm going to put up a fundraiser to collect funds in order to go to the auction again this year. It's coming up not this weekend, but next weekend. So I'd like to raise as much money as we can to help horses. Horses like these guys, Hoss and little Joe, who need a lifeline. We can be their lifeline. We have 5 horses pending adoption at Unbridled, so that gives us a little wiggle room to bring some horses in. And I wanted to come on here live from the stable with Hoss and little Joe to invite you to contribute to our auction fund. Hoss and little Joe have hit the lottery. They've been with us for a year, and a wonderful volunteer named Carrie is adopting them. She has brought in a barn for them that's up on a pad, which has electric in it, and she's put up a nice fence for them and a beautiful grassy pasture, and they will go to her home and they will be companions and friends. And look at them, aren't they beautiful? These boys, both of these boys, not only would they have suffered in the slaughter pipeline, but they were going to be separated as well. And you can see how plump they are and how round they are. After working together for 20 years, when they came through the auction ring, horses sell individually, and the auctioneers say, well, do you want, which one do you want? And we said, we want both of them. They have been a blessing and provided so much enjoyment to people who have visited here. They've been in our Read to the Rescues program. They've given pony rides to people who wanted to just hop on bareback for a little bit. And in their mid-20s now, I think they've just really had enough. They tolerated the rides, but they really weren't into it. So they're going to head out in the next few weeks to their forever home with Carrie. And hopefully, with your help, we can find 2 more horses this next sale at Unadilla who we can be a lifeline for, bring them back to Unbridled, get them rehabilitated and happy and healthy, and find them their forever person. Forever person and forever home. I think Hoss is shaking me down for some treats. Friends, thank you to each of you who gave last year to make Hoss and little Joe's life with us possible. Thank you for giving us the privilege of bringing them home. I feel you on me. Look at those lips. I'm going to bring the camera down here. Look at these lips. Look at those big lips going all the time. Hoss actually has an underbite, and he is missing some front teeth. Interestingly, he did come through the auction with all of his records from Rhinebeck Equine. So these boys had all of their vaccination and dental care. They were just super, super skinny and run down when they came to Unbridled, when we purchased them through the auction ring. This is so important and can make such an impact in a horse's life, because when we can buy at auction, they don't fall into the slaughter pipeline. They're not going through the suffering of going to a broker's lot, then getting sick, which they usually do, then having to go to quarantine, and us having to deal with all of the expenses that go with that. So I hope you will join me on this venture, and I hope you will be a lifeline. And I thank you for all that you do for Unbridled. I cannot do this work without you. And look at these beautiful, 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 precious, innocent souls. And can you imagine? They would have been swept, they would have been separated and swept right off to slaughter. And they have so much life and so much love to give. Don't you boys? They're like, where's the treats? You're standing here talking to us forever. Hi, handsome. So I'm going to put a link in with this post where you can contribute. You can also send a check, which is fine. We always like checks because there's no fees associated with them. But just let me know so I know what I'm going to auction with. And that is not this weekend, but next weekend in Unadilla. Let's get this done. Let's be a lifeline and save some horses and bring some precious souls home.